Welcome back to the Relationship Whisperer Show with Miss Dragonfly, where we discuss all things relationships with the aim to make marriage great again. Now, today we have an exciting show today. I'll be going through, as normal, through the astrology of one of our selected celebrities, and in this case, a particular couple that's been in the news quite a bit and full of dramas as well. And that is Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Now, for a lot of people have heard of them, particularly that with their history, they were a couple like some 20 years ago, and there was a great media storm and interest surrounding this particular couple. The media was following them everywhere and reporting on what they were up to and all that sort of thing. And apparently they had gotten engaged at that time as well, if people can remember. They were so lovey-dovey and the wedding date was set and everything that happened. Then all of a sudden they split up, and it was a shock to a lot of people. I mean, people were tagging them with the name Benifer as a hybrid name, Ben and Jennifer. Well, after that split, they both went on to marry other people. Jennifer Lopez has been married so many times, I can't remember which one it was that she married after him. But for him, he married another Jennifer. He married Jennifer Gardner, and they had 3 children together. And it lasted quite a bit. I think it's some 10 years. Don't quote me on this. But it was a substantial amount of time, and from all accounts, it was a relatively successful marriage sort of thing, if you can call it that. But hey, by Hollywood standards, if you made it like 10 years and had 3 kids, that's successful. And then afterwards, they split up. Not quite sure what the issue was with that, because I haven't looked into that as to what happened, but I think it was rumored he might have had some alcohol issues or something like that. But anyway, so that was Bennifer 2, and Bennifer 2 is gone. And then later, it seemed like they were both freed, so to speak, unattached, and I guess let's try it again, so to speak. So they tried it again, and this time, I guess, they kind of go for the wedding that they never had. They were supposed to have and never had. And it's kind of a bit like unfinished business. Yeah. I mean, did you have ever had that? Think back to a childhood sweetheart or someone, and for some reason you never or went through with it. Either one of you wasn't ready or the other. Or maybe that something just happened, got into the way. I mean, life, you might have had to move away and study somewhere else or work somewhere else. And so I had to say goodbye. But it was kind of like, I had a feeling that it wasn't quite completed. That's type of feeling. And I did hear on the news, there's been some discussion about it, but people now going back to even like a childhood sweetheart, not even a high school sweetheart, and trying to guess, let's finish things off. Or maybe they think that it might have been a great thing if we had the chance to blossom. So let's go back and try it. So in a lot of respects, I do understand why people do that. And a lot of the times, it is also down to the astrology if you're able to get a chance to go back to that previous partner, or so to speak. I guess if people are happily married, you have a 30-year marriage or whatever, you're not going to go back to and try to find someone that you had feelings for when you were, say, 12. Okay. Or even when you were 20, I guess. Because, you're happily married and so forth. But for people that are free, so to speak. And then they kind of went, oh, I guess I need some love. And I think, hang on, there was that one person that I used to love, but we never really got a chance to nut it out and see where it goes. So pick up the phone and see where he's at or where she's at. Maybe we can get back together with that. Have you ever had one of that? If you did, then if I follow my Facebook page and leave a comment there and let us know what happened. I guess that would be very interesting indeed. Now, Bennifer Mark II. It's more like it. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Question is, well, why did they get together in the first place, split up? Well, they were going to marry, split up, and now some 20 years later, come back again, still feel it for each other, and want to marry. But by all accounts, what we've heard lately is they've separated, and it's inevitable they are heading towards divorce. It is just a matter of when they put the application in. And I guess from what I've read, that Ben is waiting for Jennifer to do it when she's ready. All right. So let's have a look at their charts and see if we can find an answer. Now, Jennifer Lopez was born in 1969, which makes her a yin earth rooster. Born in July, which gives her yin metal goat month, and on the 24th, which is a yang metal rat pillar, and her hour gives her yin metal snake. Now, Ben, I haven't been able to find his time of birth, so what I'm doing is going off just on 3 pillars, 3 out of 4. So, like I say, 25% of the information is missing, but we'll have to make do with what we have and work with what we have. So he's born on the 15th of August, 1972, which makes him a yang water rat in terms of the year, a yang earth monkey for his month, and yang earth tiger for his day. So, whenever it's relationships, we usually like to look at the spouse palace, which in this case for Ben, it's the tiger, and for Jennifer, it is the rat. Now, for what I can see though, Jennifer's chart is, well, looks like she's dominant. She's mainly metal and water for the rat. And Ben, though, he likes fire. Looks like he's a follow power chart. Now, going back to 2002, apparently that was when they both met. She met Ben and that was the year of the dragon. So, the dragon combined with Jennifer's spouse palace with the rat. And that's when I guess she felt it for him. Now, 2003, they became a couple. And and then after she divorced Chris Judd, they became engaged. Now, during that time also, we also look at the luck cycles and the luck pillars. Now, for Ben during that time, he went through the pig luck cycle. So that combined it with his tiger. So it activated his spouse palace. So who is feeling the romance. And Jennifer, she was going through a dog luck cycle, and dog combined with Ben's spouse palace of the tiger. Then those two combinations created more fire. And that's what Ben likes, fire. And so that's why he liked Jennifer. And so, look, normally the combinations happen within their actual birth charts, but it can also happen if they go through phases, if they go through their luck cycle and they come across it, well, then it starts influencing them, and the other person can feel it then. Now, November 2002 was when they got engaged. And they broke up in January 2004. Now, that was still the snake year, though, the end of the snake year. And snakes are a direct clash with pigs. So it clashed directly with Ben's pig in his luck cycle. And at that time, Jennifer also just came out of her dog luck cycle. So it's easy to see why the love died then. I mean, I thought they were together for far longer than, a year or 2 years then. But apparently that's all it was. Very intense, though, during that time. So much media coverage and focus on them, and their love was just splashed everywhere. If anyone was following the tabloids, you could not miss it during that time. And so, they went off on their own in different directions. And then 2015 to 2020, they remained friends, and they were both in the rat luck cycle during that time. That was interesting that happened. Not at this but overlap, some overlap. Now, 2021, they rekindled their relationship. The ox year, and in the ox year of 2021, the ox combined with Jennifer's rat in her rat, which was her spouse palace, and her luck cycle. 2021, she was still in the luck cycle of the rat. And so you had that ox 2021 combined it with her luck cycle, and that was what rekindled it. And in July 2022, in the goat month, on the tiger year, they got married. Now, the tiger is the same as Ben's spouse palace. So I guess Ben was feeling romantic then during that time. Let's do it. Let's get married. Okay. 2024. We've heard of all the problems in their relationships. They're no longer living together. They do separate things. And apparently, Ben didn't even turn up to her birthday party. Now, if that's not the major red flag and so obvious, I don't know what is. If your partner does not even attend your birthday party when there was no reason why he couldn't. So, and from all these friends and respects, we've heard it. It's kind of like over. Okay. And why was that? I mean, let's have a look. According to their charts, Jennifer got into the fire luck cycle. Okay. And the dragon, this is a dragon year combined with the rat, which was Jennifer's spouse palace. Now, normally any combination or clash with your spouse palace activates it. So if you are single, then it's a chance that you can meet someone, okay, whether or not it is a combination or a clash. But what if you're married? You know, things are a bit different when you're married. And so if you're married, what would happen if there's a combination? Now, a clash is pretty obvious. If you're married, well, you can break up. But what if it's a combination? A combination can also cause a breakup. And it looks like that's what's happened in this case. With Ben, what's happened is with the dragon year, he has a rat as well on his year. And he also has a monkey on his month. So the combination, that's a full water combination of rat, monkey, and dragon. So it's changed him. It's changed his chart. He's no longer favoring fire. He's now favoring water. and so he's changed as a person, and so that's also a reason why they separated as well. And water as it is a bad element for Jennifer. So that's also another reason why they're not feeling it for each other this year. Look, normally if someone's chart has a lots of combinations with each other, that's something that they can probably sail through, being that it's 1 year, if they put enough effort and to hang on to, because it's something that's worth hanging on to. However, Ben and Jennifer's charts, they don't really have much of combinations, and so they were pretty much relying on the luck cycles that they were going through. So this type of relationship, it only lasts for a certain period, the period where you feel for each other. Then afterwards, it's gone. So it's a good thing that they did not marry then in the first case, because it would have ended up in divorce after they've moved out of that cycle. And I guess when they entered into this more favorable cycle for each other, they got together and they said, okay, let's do what we did not do in the first place. Let's get married, try the marriage out. Okay, and I guess it did not work again because they've moved past that phase where they like each other, or the energy that's giving them the like for each other, and because now they've changed because of a different luck cycle and different influences. They don't no longer like each other, and they don't have enough to keep them together. So it's not surprising that they've split. Okay, there is, I guess, nothing really wrong with them. We wouldn't say they've each done anything wrong other than not really being compatible. So this couple, they were not compatible to start with. They only got together and felt the love for each other when they went through that luck cycle, the phase. And as I've mentioned before, luck cycles come in 10-year blocks. 5 of it is the stem, which is the element, and the other 5 of the years is what we call the branch, which is the zodiac animal sign that everyone's familiar with. So, conclusion, this couple is actually not really compatible. They just happen to have liked each other and got attracted and, I guess, married last year because they were going through the phase and the energy that allowed them to, that made them like each other for that time. And once that time passes, well, that's it. They have nothing left to be able to hang on to each other. And so there's no more feeling left. So I understand where it's going. And for friends of this benefit, I'll say, sorry, this couple is just not a goer. And I guess after this, there'll be no more attempts from them to come back and try again, so to speak. So in effect, it's hard to say, but good riddance. But I agree with them in that they're splitting. It's just a matter of time that they're going to make it official anyway. So that's it for this Benefer Mark II.